I have pondered on this idea for a long time now, but I have come to the realization that I need to prioritize getting better equipment for myself in order to give you guys better quality videos and higher quality productions, because I do want to make longer videos and I do want to make this a career, and it's only best if I actually just, invest in myself and all that. So I'm here today because I had a special someone in my comments. He say, "Hey bro, I'm new to the game and I would love to learn, some tips and tricks on how to run away from the killer." And I thought to myself, I know plenty of tips and tricks because I've played this game for 3,000 hours. That's not more than a lot of people, but it's more than most, I can tell you that much. And with all the knowledge I've accumulated over the years I've played, I am deciding to share that with you guys. So hopefully this video helps and I can give you guys a better understanding of just how to get away from the killer in all senses. And so stick around and just for a couple tips and tricks, that's all. I will also come out and say that this video is also for beginners for the most part. So if you're very new to the game or don't have even like 100 hours on the game yet, you can learn quite a bit from this video. And I'm just going to go over a couple of things, not even just chasing, but extra tips that I didn't know when I first started playing the game that I wish I knew, that'll help you survive more. The first thing that I will go over as just a surviving tip is stop fast vaulting windows in the middle of the open when you're by yourself, or sabotaging hooks, or anything like jumping into a locker fast. Because if you're new to the game, you don't know this at all, but the killer gets a notification of where that sound cue came from, and he is going to be booking it to you in the next 5 seconds, especially if it's the start of the game. So if you want to survive longer and stay out of the killing sight for longer, just keep yourself quiet. Walk. Maybe don't sprint everywhere unless you know the killer's chasing somebody. But do yourself to keep yourself unseen and unheard, because that way you're just going to get left alone, and that's good. You're not always going to get left alone, of course. There is times where you're going to have to take chase. But remember, this game gives you 3 hook states. It gives you an opportunity to escape. Just because you go down once, your game's not over. Even though if it's the end of the game and all your teammates are dead, of course it is if it's your first down. But a lot of the times, you have to be a little selfless and at least play for your teammates a little bit, because it takes 4 people to get out. 3v1 is really, really difficult. 2v1 is impossible. 4 players, it just makes this game work. So you want to keep 4 people alive as long as possible. And you also want to spread out on generators as much as possible. Not every generator needs 2 people on it at the same time, but never have 3 people on a generator at the same time. You really want to prevent having 3 people in one area, because that's a really easy chase for the killer. And that means that there's 2 other people not doing anything, because that one person that's getting chased was all just working on the generator. So there's just a lot of things to keep in mind when you're playing this game. Although it is very straightforward. Just keep that in mind though. As straightforward as it is, there's so many other things that you just have to keep in mind. It's silly. But that's what makes this game alright. So what have we learned so far? Don't make loud hook notifications, don't sabo hooks, don't make loud vaulting noises, don't jump into lockers. And also don't sprint around everywhere. Your scratch marks are always left around very noticeably. They're orange on the killer's screen. And the other thing that we did learn is to spread out as teammates. You guys need to not always be circled around each other unless you are healing. Most of the time you want to stay spread apart so you guys aren't easily downable in the killer's vicinity. And this may be a lot to throw at you all at once, and I understand that it is, but it's still just a beginning tutorial. It's not going to go much deeper than this right here. Alright, now let's get to the chasing part of the video. The first half, I just kind of wanted to discuss the beginning tips that I felt like would be very helpful for people, because a lot of people don't realize that stuff until it's too late. Now, chasing isn't as difficult as people make it seem. The main thing is that you just want to run straight for the most part. You want to create as much distance between you and the killer as possible, because the killer at the end of the day moves slightly faster than you. So until that chase starts, their bloodlust will not activate. Now, bloodlust is a whole nother topic and a whole nother thing to get into, but to keep in mind, bloodlust allows the killer to move faster. So when the killer starts chase with you, over time they're gradually going to speed up on you, which is very difficult, but that's what the pallets are there for. If the killer breaks the pallet or swings and misses, it's buying you more time to get to the next loop or run the loop again, which are all things that we do want of the killer. But like I was saying earlier, you have 3 hook states, so you're going to go down. That's just the way the game goes. You have 3 mistakes to make as a survivor. And sometimes if you're lucky, you have other protection perks for the survivor that are going to give you even more chances to get away. So don't be too disheartened if you die right away when you first start playing this game. There's a lot to learn and a lot to pick up on. Most killers are always going to have a red stain to look at, so as long as they have the red stain up, you know how close the killer always is to you, because as a survivor, you have the ability to have a 360 camera angle and you can look around you at all times. The killer can only see in first person and is a one-way street. Although they move faster than you, there's advantages to both playing the killer and the survivor. So you got to take advantage of every single mechanic that you have in order to extend these chases as long as possible. But my favorite one is that when you get hit, always run as far as possible while in the middle of chasing. You want to run as far away to the next loop to waste as much of that killer's time and to maybe even make the killer drop chase with you, which is also very beneficial for you because that gives you time to reset, heal up maybe, and even work on generators and know what's going on with your team. The only reason why I'm not putting all these edits in between is just so the video is straightforward and you can pick up on everything really easily. It's not here to try to throw a bunch of information at you and confuse you. It's just trying to help you extend your chases longer and help you survive more. The longer you extend your chases, the more likely you are to survive, because the more time being wasted by the killer means the more gens are getting done. Which is also sounds like so much, but it's all not. It's all just straightforward. It's just way more intense when you play the game yourself. And I'm sure a lot of people can speak that from experience. But I didn't go into too much detail about pallet play or looping around pallets in jungle gyms because they all play differently, and that's just something you're going to have to learn how to play on your own. Everybody plays this game differently, and that's okay because there's not a wrong way to playing this game. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it helps you learn a thing or two. I hope to see you guys in the next one, and I hope this video reaches all the right people. Thank you all for tuning in. Bye-bye now.